Maria Mahabir, the mother of 3-year-old Maria Khan, right? And it's very, very interesting. In fact, as you know, we visited the family home on Monday, and this is just to show you shots, parts of the area, and I want to get where we measure the pool, because she made a very interesting statement during the interview. Remember, we were measuring the pool with a stick. Can I get some audio in that, please? Are you up at the pool?
Yes. It is 17 inches, but as you see, that is the water way in it.
How long is water in this pool?
She said she filled it up yesterday.
Nah, man, there's some more in it.
Huh?
There's some more in it. No, there's some more in it. Very interesting. Okay, very interesting, ladies and gentlemen. The autopsy, but she will get the official hard copy tomorrow, but the autopsy states that the child died as a result of drowning. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. But nevertheless, ladies and gentlemen, so I started, you know, when I went down there, I tell you sometimes people, you know, sometimes everybody looking east, but I looking west, you know. And I started to do an investigation on the mother. This is a photograph of the mother here. That is Mary. I started to do a story on the mother. And ladies and gentlemen, you would not believe. Now, I'm looking at all angles now, yeah? And I'm calling on the investigators to look at all angles. Now, what you are about to hear, this will shock you. It will shock you. In fact, persons from social services can tell you that in all their years, and being as a social service officer, that visit homes where they have children who have been, you know, their lives are in danger and whatnot, they have never seen crime. Persons, like a person as Mary, as a child, that age, go through that kind of torture by the hands of a relative who still resides in the house. Do you know, ladies and gentlemen, the glasses that Mary has on there, you know, she has to wear that because the relative took their two hands and their fingers and they punched Mary in her eyes. Sometimes she would get her relatives, the boys, to beat her up, her teeth in front is broken as a result of beating from the grandmother. And everything that Mary said today, that is her statement. But what's the bigger picture today? I would like the social services to go into the county of Victoria. The file is on Sutton Street in San Fernando, and you will get the full information, everything about that girl called Mary. It is unbelievable what they did to her. That does not, I'm not saying, because I still find it very strange, because she said something that she went inside, and when she come outside, the child body was floating in the pool. Listen to this entire interview. It's about 36 minutes. I'm going to run it. I'm going to run the entire interview. I am going to run it. We're going to take our breaks, come back, but we're going to run it. Just to show you what children go through. Not only is Mary, there are a lot of cases going on in Trinidad where children are being assaulted and a lot of things being done to them, and nobody's here to protect our nation's children. But I believe I have a duty to do that, and I have a duty to investigate and bring the truth forward for you to hear. Let's go straight to the interview. Good afternoon. So tell me, I know there's just I just wanted to find, first of all, accept my sympathy on the passing of your 3-year-old child. It was brought to my attention, I'm telling you now, that the autopsy states that the cause of death was by drowning. Okay, you'll get the autopsy report tomorrow. Tell me something. Take off your phone. Prison silent. Right. Tell me something. What exactly went on by that pool?
All I know is that I went to use the washroom and I leave her in the toilet. I mean, inside of the room to play with her car. And
So she did have a little bathing suit, some trunks or something?
she had on her pants. She did not already take off her jersey.
She took out her jersey and she
Yeah,
just had on
her
her
pants, yeah.
And she was playing inside.
Inside, because I had to finish the body pool. It was dirty. I had to clean
So you
it.
was cleaning the pool?
I had to clean it. I just came downstairs.
You just came downstairs?
Yeah, with her.
So you all just live in this room downstairs that I showed, right?
Yeah, that is where we stay. And
That
well,
where you
other
stay.
than that, well, I just
Right,
be
because
upstairs
there's a lot
and
of
stuff.
questions I want to ask you, and I might be bringing up things from the past, but I know it might be I know it will be very hard for you. Very hard, but I know why I'm doing this. So when you left that child, right? When you left that child, you went where?
Into the toilet.
Into the toilet, right door, right there.
Yeah.
When you come back, what you saw?
I saw her lying in the pool.
Lying in the pool, face down?
Yeah.
Face down. Face down, like face down.
Yeah.
Go. And what you did?
I run and I grab her.
Did
I
you alert
take her
anybody?
out. No. I started to call my grandmother. From the time I put her in the mat in the ground, I started to call my grandmother, but she wasn't hearing me.
She was upstairs?
Yeah, she was upstairs in her room.
She has an air conditioner in her room?
Yeah, and she just be on her phone, and sometimes she doesn't hear. Like, she would be calling me
Is
or
that you, the
something.
grandmother that you grew up with? That woman called Karen? I don't want to bring back your past, you know. But let me tell you something. Something not right here. Something is not right. So after that, how long after that you call the ambulance?
Right after I pushed you on the mat. And I tried calling my grandmother, and she wasn't hearing me. And while I do that, I just grabbed my phone from the cupboard, right in the cupboard where
And
I
you
put her,
called
and I called 911. And yeah, the guy started to tell me to
So the guy heard you.
He heard me.
The guy, it was brought to my attention that
Yes.
the person who the operator from the emergency line
Yeah.
heard you screaming.
Yes,
your grandmother's
calling my
name
grandmother. Yes.
to come down. And is
He
it
told-
true that the guy said? This is what I heard. That the guy said, "Focus on your child."
Focus on the baby. Yeah.
Okay. Because the autopsy report you're going to collect tomorrow,
Yeah.
the autopsy report states that the cause of death was by drowning.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you believe that your daughter was placed in that pool?
I don't know what to believe.
I know you went through the worst in your life, you know. I know you went through the worst. And I just want to bring back something that even social welfare said that the worst case certain officers indicated to me that they have ever witnessed with child abuse, you were the victim of that. The grandmother that we saw there, that I spoke here, her name wasn't on that document.
What document?
Were you ever extracted from the home by social services on numerous times? Were you ever placed, I know your mother had, your mother died, and while in her pain, you were locked up in the room with her without electricity and whatnot by that said person?
When my mom died, I wasn't living there.
You and your two brothers. There's two brothers, there's two other little children with you. But were you ever locked up in a room, no electricity and whatnot?
What kind of thing happened?
I didn't want to read the report. That is said lady to be interviewed. Am I right? Is it true that even up to yesterday, the day in question, it was a Tuesday night your daughter died, right? The day in question, huh?
Monday night.
Monday night.
Monday she died.
Monday. Right. Is it true that a relative of yours dropped a tablet for that child, and up to now that child
That's her grandfather. Her grandfather dropped the tablet for her.
Why all this bad treatment towards your child? Is it true because of the abuse by that woman, you all were extracted from the home by social services? Is it true that that said person used to put pepper, literally Congo pepper in your mouth and different parts of your body? Is it true that that said person apparently just hated you all? And every neighbor in that area knows about what you went through, the ordeal that you went through? Because something is not right. Something is not right. Is it true that you will have to literally beg for food from this person? I know everything, Anna. I know everything. I'm not saying, lady, that you killed your child. I'm going to tell you that the autopsy clearly states that the baby died as a result of drowning. Full stop. But I can't understand if you said you went to the bathroom and when you came back you saw a flat line on the pool. I mean, it's terrible. That said person, if you should raise your jersey now, in the past you had to seek medical treatment because the amount of you were literally beaten so badly by that said individual. If you should raise your clothes now, there are marks on the back of your skin, on your back.
Yes.
There's somebody like they had, because if you were treated like that, I could imagine the little girl. As it truly said individual will curse your daughter this stinkers way. I heard when she asked for the iPad, she was cursed. What effing iPad? Did you buy any effing iPad here? And that is why when you lived in Rio Claro, because I know you came from the home in Gasparillo, the Mohammed home, the home. And that is why you never wanted anybody to know your past, because it was so bad. You were abused, you were treated badly, it was the worst. And listen to me, it was the worst. It was the worst that, listen to me, when I highlighted this last night, I know people and they said in their career they have never seen any child, as this girl here, face that level of abuse by the hands of an adult. Never. Never. This girl went to hell and back. And today she lost her child. And even though her name, even when you were married to Roger Khan, the guy who died 2 years ago, you all were married? You lived together? I don't know the circumstances, but his side of the family, maybe they have their feud with you because they knew nothing about you. When I spoke to his mother, they knew nothing about you. And I now realize why you never wanted anybody to know what exactly you went through. I'm really saddened, ma'am. Really, really saddened. All I could do is to go with what the autopsy states, and that's it. But I know exactly all what you went through. If you want to get a second autopsy done, that's no problem. Have you gotten a funeral home to see about the baby as yet? Okay, I'll give you a number and we'll see what we can do. How many times social services had to come and remove you? In fact, you were 7 years old when they came. That said individual locked you up in a kennel. social service. I don't want to tell you that, girl. The worst, the worst, the worst. And you can see that this girl, Mary is your name, trying to bring up a child, trying to buy stuff and everything. But sometimes you don't know people pain, you don't know what they went through in the past. And sometimes like a cycle. You know, they say only bad, like they say when you're poor, only brown people don't the brown people could cut you. It's like you're just one after the next, one after the next. She lost her fiance Roger Khan 2 years ago. Now you come child, it's just back and all. You're not going back by your grandmother again. How was life with her? How long have you been living with her with that child?
On and off. I had my apartment.
Downstairs.
I moved back there a couple of months. Ago, yeah. I heard she said 2 years, but I didn't stay there for 2 years. When he passed away, I moved there because I didn't have nowhere to go. I wanted to accommodate money and stuff, and I started to work. And I got my apartment at Penal. Then from there, you know, I would go on and off, you know, back by her to the apartment and different apartments. I've lived Chaconas, I have lived Cuba, I have lived San Fernando, I have lived Princess Down, and I have had babysitters and all them kind of things. So
Mary really trying, eh? I'm gonna tell you something about it today. Mary really trying. Maybe I myself was of the opinion that something wasn't right, but when I found out everything, what this girl, how old are you, Mary?
I just turned 22 last week.
22. How many kids you have?
One.
Just one girl, and she lost that girl. Look at how social services, how they describe what this girl went through. She was placed in a foster home. Because of all the abuse by individuals, they put pepper. I can't even start to tell you. This girl hold back. The person tell me, a doctor somebody who examine you, said, let that girl raise her jersey and you'll see these scars. And that's why sometimes we really have to pick it up. We really just stand up with people like her. Do you go to school? What do you do? Do you work? What do you do?
Yeah, I'm a canine officer.
A canine officer? Very good.
I opened a business for me and my daughter, a skincare business.
You open a skincare thing?
For me and my daughter, yeah.
And what kind of products you have?
All natural.
You make it?
Yeah.
You will send me everything I'll do. I'll ask for you. Not now.
Yes, no.
You have a card?
Yeah. This was me and hers, Faith and Sophia.
Faith and Sophia. I can't believe you went through all that. I can't believe. Your father is alive?
I don't know my dad.
Her mother died. Even the persons from social services said that even in the mother-in-law state, she and 2 other boys, as your brothers, there were times that you were locked in a dark room. Yeah. Terrible. It's disgusting, it's shameful. There's no laws to protect children, there's no laws to protect persons who these acts are committed to. Were you getting any social assistance for your daughter? Any grant?
Nothing. They said I was making too much money, so I couldn't get it. And I had no problem with it because I was doing fine raising her.
only found out about all this last night. Only last night. And I did my thorough investigation. They said you have stab wounds and whatnot. Am I right? What have you said about your relatives, your in-laws in your car? Well, they're upset because they said when Roger Khan was killed, the gunman came into the room and he just shot Roger and left. And they were of the opinion that maybe you knew the shooter or whatever to this day. Wow. Imagine social services said they have never, and so somebody was telling me in all their career as a social service worker, they have never seen any level or any degree of abuse like this against a child. Well, at her age, when she was a kid, that same relative locked them up in kennel. Beat them, scar them, be worse. Take pepper when they ask for food. Sometimes they're hungry and they couldn't get food. The report is there. I challenge anybody in social services come out with a report, and everything I say is true. That said relative even inserted scorpion pepper into this girl as a child, as a 7-year-old child. So you don't know what to believe now. You don't know. There's a twist to this. You don't know if somebody else did this and placed that child in the pool. You don't know. You don't know. Because if she could have gone through this as a child at the hands of these people that's still in that house, and they could have treated us a 7-year-old at 7. How old were you when you went through all this?
Ever since I knew myself.
There's no time frame. She said ever since I knew myself. What about if somebody just hate girl children? And they hate children who cry, they hate seeing children. But if she could have gone through something like this is something that warrants an intense investigation. Because if she said she went to the washroom and she was fixing the pool, look at the depth of that pool. How could a 3-year-old body be found inside the pool? Like that.
I believe someone took water out of the pool.
Pardon me?
I believe someone took water out of the pool because I saw a video last night with the pool and that's not how it was.
That is not how the pool was?
No, it wasn't like that.
The pool was full?
Full, it was full, and like the reason it leaned is because it was full and water was coming out of it, like.
Yeah. So you believe that somebody but remember the same person that did all this to you, they reside at that house?
Yes.
So if these acts could have been committed against a child like that, if these acts, these heinous acts could have been committed against her at that age, have you ever seen, you ever noticed that the same way you were treated as a child, your child was treated just like that?
But I never saw her get like lash or anything. But
verbal abuse?
Yeah, curl up and cuss and stuff, but not like physically.
No time
like
to change,
no
and you're
lash.
bigger now to protect your daughter.
Yes.
That's why we have to break the cycle in life, you know. Break a cycle. It's like a generation curse. It's like, I mean, Mary, I had God for your girl. Mad God for you. Mad God for you. Sorry, I didn't take out my phone. Yeah. So you see what's going on now? So you don't know if somebody, because how the child ended up in the pool and the child was in her, would the child ever do that?
She would never go to the pool by herself, but what she does, right, what I know of that she does is like sometimes, you know how kids would see anyone would see their reflection in water.
Yeah.
Even in a bucket or stuff, she would go and she would look at her face in the water.
A reflection.
A reflection, you know, right. And I don't know if she fell, and well, since she was a little baby growing up, right, what she feared water to her face. Anytime water would touch her face, I don't know if you notice how long her hair is.
Yeah.
Her hair was really long.
Yeah.
And I
so
used to
she
have
wouldn't play with water.
She wouldn't know. And anytime water touched her face or anywhere like her head or anything, she would panic and she would start a ball and scream. And
So
she would panic. She would literally panic. So I would have heard her bawling or something.
Did the grandmother come downstairs?
When?
While you was in the washroom?
No, I don't think so. No. While I was in the bathroom, I didn't hear any.
Or you all had any argument or anything?
The night before that, we had an argument.
What?
So what happened was she told me, well, my cousin came over. One of my cousins came over, my big cousin. And she told me was to hot some chicken from in the fridge. But mind you, it's like fried pineapple chicken, right?
Yeah.
I was washing wares, and you know, I would put on my music and put it by the sink. Right next to which I'm washing wares, just so you know, listen to my music. Right. So she told me to put the chicken to hot. So I put the chicken, I pressed 30. That's like not even long.
Yeah.
She started cussing to me, she hearing the chicken burning. She's smelling it burning. But remember, when you put something to hot, you will smell it.
You will smell it,
Right. And that is what she smelled.
So there was a big argument.
Right. I didn't tell this woman anything.
Yeah.
All I told her was, Grandma, the chicken had burning. And she showed my cousin it, and my cousin was like, but it's normal. But I don't know if she was looking for an argument. I really don't know. But from that, it led to a whole big thing because...
That is the same grandmother that inflicted all this abuse on you.
Yeah.
And where social services had to extract you from that home, where they even put you in a kennel and locked you up while your mother was dying.
Yeah.
Where you all had nothing. That's the same grandmother held back all the food from eating. It is in social service reports.
Yeah.
That's said home, you know that, right? That's said home. So it's not like I'm making up nothing here, you know.
Yeah.
That's said home. Every neighbor know that, you know. Every neighbor know what went on in the house, you know. Every neighbor, police, down to police, that are WPC, from right by...
Miss Jardine.
God.
Miss Jardine.
She knows it.
Everything. I spoke to her last year. It was the last time
She knows your whole case.
Yeah, she did.
I didn't get to see the name of the officer, but the officer right in the clocks, in the guy's clocks, right? Gasparillo.
Yeah.
Gasparillo police station, right there by the gas station. Yeah. They all know, everybody know, every police know what went on there. So you don't know what to believe. So if I can treat you bad, why come I can't treat your child bad too? And if I hate girl children, I hate children. So you don't know, this warrant an intense investigation. Not because I ain't pointing fingers enough, but because of the history of this whole thing and how social services describe the case of this girl and her pain, what she went through. Because I can tell if you raise your jersey now, you have scars behind. I ain't gonna let you raise your jersey because you're tucking into your pants. But you have scars behind. They lock you up in a room, they put you in a kennel, they lock you up in a little cage. Am I right? Am I right? Yes. That same, and all this was done by that same person, am I right? How old were you when your mother was dying? 6 or 7?
Yes, she was sick ever since, and she officially died when I was 17. But since
I don't want to
I
talk
knew
about her
her,
sickness, but I know about it.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
But you were locked up in a room with her with no current and no kind of thing. And nothing to eat in dark. When social services came and found you all inside the room cleaning all the mother with no current and nothing to eat. Am I right?
Yes.
That same Jad, you know what's going on. The same policewoman. She knew everything. Thank God she still support you and she's keeping contact. You can still call her for support because she know your pain. This warrants an intense investigation. That is a horror house. That is a horror house. You don't plan to go back there? Where you plan to live now? Well, don't say where, but you have to get an apartment. I want to try to call Central Rose and see if we can take up the body. Where's the body of the child?
In San Fernando, in Morgan.
All right. I want to try to call Central Rose and see if we can take up the body. Where's the body of the child?
In San Fernando, in Morgan.
All right. I'll give you Central Rose's number. She was good at church hunting?
I used to go to church, but since I moved back with Grandma, I haven't. Well, I used to live in Palmer's side. I used to go to church and stuff, but since I moved back
Well,
with
no, you
Grandma...
go pick it up now. You'll pick it up. You'll pick it up. So you're comfortable with your little job on there right now?
Well, yeah.
So just why I did this, I didn't want to leave it like this, Mary, that we get the autopsy and everything that's hanging. A dark cloud will always be hanging over your head. I have to let people know who is Mary, what Mary went through. All the pressure, all the torture, they lock up you in a kennel. The social services could tell you that. That same person is the same person who used pepper to put it in your mouth, scorpion pepper. Am I right? When all the cry for food? When social services came, how many times they extracted you all from the home?
About 3 or 4
About
times.
3 or 4 times. Social services had to come and literally move out. Up to now, I don't know how these people were never charged. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. Something not right. It is a horror house. And there's more and more beside the pestle. If that girl could have gone through all this, but at the hands of that lady, is that the lady who did all that?
Yes.
What does somebody think they did to you, Mary?
All kind of thing.
Like what? Beside what I mentioned. Break up her teeth, watch. Who broke your teeth like that?
My grandmother.
When? At what age?
I was in primary school.
Was it? We get a dentist to fix it over for you, to cap them.
And she burned me here.
She burned you here? At what age?
I was in primary school. All this
Primary
happened
school.
when I was in primary
Social
school.
service. That's the said grandmother I spoke to on TV. If you raise your jersey to your back, raise your jersey to your back. And you will see, what don't do it, they're already here, you know? You were locked up in a kennel or something at that time?
Yeah.
A dog kennel? For how long?
A while?
By the same lady who talking on TV?
Yes. She acts like she's so innocent and just, I know her. She thinks I forget everything, but I don't.
The wound on your hands could heal, Mary, but the scars will always be there. The scars are the worst memory. The scars are the worst memories in your life. Not letting you know. Child dead, they want to say Mary, but it have a bigger story. It's a bigger story to everything. It is a totally bigger story. That's the same woman this is personal now, not just letting people know. Is it true that social services have the report where she inserted scorpion pepper in your vagina?
Yes.
I just want to hold my hand ball. I just want to hold my hand ball. I just want to hold my hand ball. So when I did my investigation on you, I said something all right. I am sure you're surprised I know all this. But Mary, today, let me tell you something. You have a friend. You have a friend. You have a brother here. You have a family here. We could break that cycle. We could pick it up. Let's see what we could do to get burial. People want to assist, God assist me. Send me a WhatsApp. We could pick it up from Mary. Social services said it's the worst they have ever seen. And it's not a matter of bringing back the past, Mary. Sometimes in a time like this, before you cast aspersions and you say this and you say that, I tell you this is a bigger picture. Because you don't know who to blame now. Your head had to watch around now. Your head had to watch around so now. All the time I was watching, everybody watching Mary. I myself watch Mary. I myself watching Mary. I myself gone in for Mary. But when I get the facts and I started watching around, I started doing my investigation. Went by this one, call this ministry, call that one, call this one. I said now, I started watch so now. I started not watch Mary again, I watching this one, I watching. When I started to find out, I said now, something wrong. It's a bigger picture. Mary darling, you be strong. You be strong. We'll go through this. Somebody will call you to pick up the body of your 3-year-old. We're going to get all the nice clothes. We'll do what we have to do, Mary. You're not an orphan. You're a family. You're a mother. Imagine, yeah, all this went through. And this girl is not making those accusations, you know. These things happen. These things are documented. Documented. It's that thing that you want to tell you. I didn't want to tell, to open back that womb in Mary's mind, what I know. By the set people in that horror house. So if she went through that, did she have a proper good relationship with your daughter?
Yes, well, from what I saw, she loved my daughter as I saw her, but
how she be costing for tablet and things? Because your grandfather, some grandfather bring a tablet here, what day?
yeah,
Sunday
he
or
bought a
something?
tablet for her.
Yeah, but why you don't give the child tablet?
She claimed that the grandfather said that she have to keep everything. Well, I don't contact the
Yeah,
grandfather.
but that is what they used to do to you all when you get your toys.
And
Am I
up to
right?
now, her uncle, her big uncle, bought toys for her. And well, I am her mother, and if I have the opportunity, I will let my child open up everything.
And she never
She's
want to
once a
open.
child,
Yeah.
and she would take it. Up to now, it have things that she never even
The toys
played
and
with.
they'll keep the toys from the child. She will keep the toys and child have it upstairs. And it's been a year now. Am I right?
Yeah.
Could be more than that. There are
Everything
things
that
belong
she
to that
got.
child.
It have slippers and stuff that her grandfather bought for her. That, well, from what I found out, now that my daughter is dead, everybody's calling me and telling me that,
You get this, you get that. And
she
nothing
have
was
a lot
ever
of
given to the child.
things that I
Everything was
haven't ever
upstairs.
seen before. I've
Yeah.
heard that my daughter have it, got it, and
It's upstairs. And grandmother never give it.
Yeah,
So,
doctor has slippers, Pampers. She stopped use Pampers and before she was 2 years, and she stopped use Pampers, and because her grandfather used to bring Pampers to her by the box,
yeah,
and I never really
get it.
get it, because I
Yeah.
said, you know what, well, you'll
Wow.
keep it
So
when she's
it's a
there,
bigger
so-
picture now. So I want all to think it is a horror house. It is a horror house. I will go down by the grandmother. I will go down by the grandmother. I will go down by the grandmother. This is Ian Allen. Mary, you be strong. The party are done as yet. It's done. I'm happy that I've gathered all this information. I'm sure you're surprised. Huh? You be strong, Mary. Thank you. Wait. Hold on. I want to get this over. You just tell me.
Right. So
Uh-huh.
when I saw you put the piece of PVC down inside of the water, and I saw the little bit of water it had in that pool,
Yeah.
I was surprised because the night before that, the pool was filled right up till it leaned and the water was gushing out of the pool.
Right.
But mind you, the pool was over full. That is why the water would come out. But after that, it will stop because it will be leveled. Right. And when I saw you put the PVC in that pool and I saw the little bit of water it had in it, I was shocked because that pool was literally more than half. It was almost full with water. So someone probably have to take water out of the pool in order for it to be that little bit. And the fact that
everybody was saying
that how...
Because she said it is 17 inch.
Right.
Your grandmother said it's 17 inches.
Right. So to make it look like Mary drowned the child or Mary had a part to play in it, they took water out of the pool, so everybody would be like, a baby can't drown in that little bit of water. Right. So they took water out of it, so I will get the blame, and it would look like, you know, Mary did it. Mary probably did something, right? So that's why they took water out of it. Because I tell you, when I saw you put that PVC in that pool and I saw the little bit of water it had in it, I was like, something wrong.
Okay.
So,
All right.
I don't know.
To know?
Wow, you heard it. Central's now called media, and you heard it? You heard it, right? And that's just half of it. That's just half of it.